Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
Michigan State loses a crusher to Indiana on the road as a 4-point favorite, 65-64. Tyson Walker, he did everything he could, 30 points as you see there, but Khalil Ware was unstoppable. And obviously, we've talked a lot about that Michigan State interior just sort of not being good enough and trying all the different guys that they have and it just not being enough. Rob, to me, because we know Mike Woodson's coming back. To me, this discussion should now focus on why maybe not necessarily here on Field of 68. Maybe there's been some more cynicism here recently, but it still feels like when you check most places, Michigan State safely in. And I ask you, is that right?
I mean, look, the way that I would phrase it is the metrics are really, really good, right? The metrics look great. I feel like we are still kind of remembering where we were probably 3 weeks ago with this team, right before they went out and they lost 4 of their last 5, before they got to the point where we're sitting here with a record that's 18-13 and 10-10. You listen to our guys over at Fielding the 68, and the thing that stands out to me more than anything else, like especially Rocco. Rocco hammers this point home. What have you done on the road? Who have you beaten on the road? What have you done away from home? The wins that Michigan State has, the best wins, Baylor on a neutral, which was in Detroit, effectively a home game. Illinois at home. Indiana State at home. Their best road wins at Maryland, who stinks. Right? They may be a quad 1 win, but they rank 72nd. I don't want to hear anything about it. They stink. They won at Penn State. Okay, whatever. And they won at Michigan, which is like, I'm pretty sure that the 3 of us, if you rolled us out there, we could probably have a pretty good chance to be able to compete at Michigan. Yeah. So the metrics they have very, very strong computer numbers. I think that right now they are.
What do the eyeballs say, Rob? I mean, I'm over the metrics, man, because this is not a situation where the eyeballs and the metrics agree. This team is mid. So the idea, like, they may be
in, but everybody in the Big Ten
I feel like they should be sweating, and we should be talking about them nationally as if they should be sweating.
Yes, they should. They absolutely should be sweating. And if they lose to Minnesota in the first round of the Big Ten tournament, like, it might be a wrap. Absolutely. Now, the way that it kind of sets up for them is, I don't know if it's a great scenario or a horrible scenario, but if they beat Minnesota, then you get Purdue. And if you beat Purdue in the quarterfinals of the Big Ten tournament on Friday, you're dancing. It doesn't matter what you do, right? You're in. That is a win-in situation for them. To me, the thing that you're worried about here is that if you're like, my guess is that after losing 4 out of 5 to end the season, they're probably somewhere in that like 11 seed in that playing game kind of scenario. Dayton. And if you lose in the first round, it probably, like, losing to Minnesota on a neutral is not going to kill your resume, but it means that you can't add to it. So let's say Villanova makes a run of the Big East, or Providence beats Georgetown and then picks off Creighton on Friday night in the quarterfinals of the Big East tournament, right? If you get someone like, I don't know, Richmond making a run and winning the A10 tournament, so that Dayton is going to end up being an at-large bid. If you get something like UNLV making a run and winning the Mountain West tournament, so that you all of a sudden have 7 teams coming out of the Mountain West instead of 6, like, you can't add any more to your resume, and that's the problem. I'll tell you this though, like, I understand how these resumes work, and I get that it's not just like what you want or what you've done or what we should root for, but there's no possible world where I am more interested in seeing Michigan State in the tournament than I am in seeing Indiana State in the NCAA tournament, even if it's in a playing game. Like, send Indiana State to a playing game. Here's a comparison that I'm going to make, okay? I'm going to give you a profile. This is what Indiana State's profile is right now. They are 28-6 overall. They went 17-3 in the Missouri Valley. They won the Missouri Valley. Their KenPom is 41. Their net is 26. Loyola Chicago in 2018 on Selection Sunday was 28-5, 15-3 in the Missouri Valley. The Missouri Valley champions with a KenPom of 45 and a net in the mid-40s, right? So basically, if Indiana State can't get a bid to the tournament, then what we are telling everybody is that Loyola Chicago team that had one of the most incredible runs that we've ever seen to a Final Four. Remember, they had like 3 buzzer beaters on their way to the Final Four. They had Sister Jean on their way to the Final Four. They were one of the most memorable teams that we've seen in college basketball in the last decade, right? That team doesn't matter. right? That team's not good enough. We don't want teams like that in the NCAA tournament. We should want teams like that. We should want teams like Indiana State. We should want stories like Robbie Avila. That's your guy, Jerel. We should want stories like Josh Schertz, who has one of the most incredible coaching come-ups that I've ever heard of in my entire life, right? Shout out to CJ Moore of The Athletic. Go sign up for The Athletic. I'm not going to give the details of the story away. It's fantastic, phenomenal. He shouldn't be here right now. So give Indiana State a chance over Michigan State. It's not going to happen. It's going to be Michigan State because, if anything, where we are with the NCAA trying to make sure and appease that these power conference programs don't want to break away, those are going to be the guys that end up getting the bids over someone like an Indiana State. I don't want to see it. I don't need to see Tyson Walker go for 30 and watch Michigan State end up losing in a playing game to know what they are. We know what they are. They had plenty of chances. They went 18-13 in one of the shittiest Big Tens that we've seen in the last decade. Get them out of here, man. Send them back with Indiana. They have the same record as Indiana, Jerel. The same fucking
Absolutely,
record.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because you either put both or none in. It's that simple. And you're not putting Indiana in. So you can't put Michigan State in. Right, Jerel?
I don't understand it still. And I just sat there and looked at it before the game started. And I said, they're walking in with the same exact record. And essentially nobody even remotely views Indiana even close to the bubble. But we just like you said, man, we're throwing Michigan State in, and it's a shame because it might end up happening, especially if they get 2 wins. I think they're in for sure, man. But they'll easily be the least deserving dancing team in the field. Like that team doesn't deserve to get an automatic, in that large NCAA tournament bid. They just don't deserve it, man. As far as just coming from where expectations were to how they've performed all year, they've been completely inconsistent. They don't have quality wins. Like, it's everywhere. And then, we got people threatening they want to fire Mike Woodson. I just don't get it, man. But yeah, I think I definitely want to see Indiana State in, and I was gonna make my plea for that too, Rob, man. In this day and age when we constantly hearing everybody bitching about there's no stars in the college game, the NCAA tournament needs my boy Goggles, aka Larry Nerd, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know what I'm saying? We need that, man. We need stars like that in the tournament. Let them in.
Let them in.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.